going to try something new here with this video. I'm going to describe what's going on so you can understand if you're maybe a new driver or somebody's interested in racing, what it goes on the track. So this is going to be just me narrating in the background here. I'm not in position, so when I get out on the track and I enter into the track here in a second, I'm going to move up in position. Right now, everybody's doing the same thing. So we're on a yellow. Yellow just means, hey, go at a slow pace. And you can see I'm going to pass a couple of cars here, and then I'm going to take my position. When you're in the car like this, I'm actually wearing a headphone system with a receiver. It's just a radio. And it's a one-way radio, so all we're hearing is the track manager telling us what to do sometimes, positioning us. You know, you're going to get a little bit of the shenanigans here where people are revving engines, kind of weaving back and forth a little bit. But the idea is to get us tightened up, get us nose to tail. So you're trying to get as close as you can to the person in front of you. Hopefully they don't stomp on the brakes and cause a little mini accident. You really don't want to be messing around at this point in the game. You're just trying to get yourself paced properly. And you can see the track conditions at this point, so you're trying to get a gauge of, you know, is this track slick? This track right now is slick. It is very hard packed and it is dry. So what'll happen is you're going to hear a lot of tire squealing. You're going to lose traction pretty easily. If you push it too much, you're going to, you know, spin out basically or hit a wall. So you can see we're still on a yellow. That light will go off, and that is our signal that the race is going to start. And you can see now that the light is off, we're going to start pacing ourselves a little bit tighter. I would call this a jump. You can see the gray car in front of me jumped, but didn't get called out on it. That's fine. This wasn't a very good night for me, and we'll see here in a second. I'm going to go up high, just because I want to get a little bit more speed. This car is worn out. The engine's worn out. Oh, that was a good one there. We went into a yellow. In the receiver, we're going to hear the track officials announcing, hey, yellow, 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 you know, what turn you're in, the yellow is, and we'll get repositioned again. Everybody's trying to get lined up again. You can see that we're restacking ourselves. I think this was a restart. This was a pretty rough night, honestly, on the track. Folks weren't really listening too well. I could hear the frustration, you know, in the receiver. And unfortunately, that does happen. You know, folks don't want to necessarily behave. My goal when I'm out here is, yeah, I want to go fast, but I never want to hit anybody. I want a nice, clean race. That's always been my goal. I don't care if I get close to somebody. That's racing, right? But hitting people intentionally or getting up in their business, that's not what I'm there for. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be friendly competition, and I try to keep that as my main goal when I'm out there. We're going to tighten up here again. You can see the lights out. We're going to be racing here in a moment. The light will go green once we hit the... there's a specific tire we're aiming for. Pacing's going to pick up here, and racing's going to begin. So here we go again. I would consider the gray car a jump again if it was me on the receiver. But that's okay. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Let's see what's going on here. This race was a couple of weeks ago. We're back to a yellow. Probably got called out on the jump. We're back. Relining up again. Gonna be up next to this pushrod Cavalier. Nice kid. I didn't remember his name when I met him on the track. Good racer too. Pretty evenly matched with my car. Alright, we're gonna line up again. Probably the lights are gonna go out. We're gonna start this up again. As soon as we get to that turn, we'll be back to racing. We're going to tighten it up. Now at this point in the evening, my car is hot. Like, it is cooking. And it's not running very well. So we'll see later in this video what happens. And here we go again. Lights are out and we're starting. Green. Again. Getting back into the action. 15's pretty close to me at this point. Kind of stacked up. Go back into this turn. Now at this point I'm stuck on the inside. I don't want to be here. I actually want to be up high on the outside of the track because that's where it's faster. But that turn that we just went into, a lot of people have wrecked into that turn. It's a very sharp turn. Montpelier Speedway is actually a unique speedway. What's really interesting about it, it's more D-shaped. So this turn here is very sharp, believe it or not. And there's a rut. You can see the 15 hit the rut. This also happens. Somebody lost an engine. Kind of smoking along here. Went into a yellow. At this point, you kind of hold your position. I don't know what position I am. I think I yielded to the 15 here. This really wasn't a very good race, unfortunately. But we're just going to line up. Everybody just holds their position in a yellow. And unfortunately, we're going to heat this yellow for, you know, as long as it takes to get the situation resolved. Hopefully the car didn't last too long on the track. The one thing that I will say is not everybody wears their and uses their safety equipment, and that's something. Oh, that's where my car died. So this car, when it gets hot soaked, will die. And I can't hear the engine. I've got earplugs in that are part of the receiver, so I'm sitting here fumbling. It'll be running for a second and then it'll die, and I can't tell that. I also think the starter's going out, so I don't really know what's going on here. Eventually get it running, but you know, I lost total position. Like, this was the worst thing that could have happened to me. I'm just trying to get to the tail end. Nobody's gonna care where I'm at this point. I wasn't a leader in any sort. You know, I'm just trying to catch up with the pack. I think I kept the car running at this point the whole race. But anytime I go from a full throttle or a partial throttle and the car's hot like this, it will die. And that's a really unfortunate thing. This winter, because the season's over, we're going to actually rebuild these engines in our cars. So the 19 car, totally worn out. Like, this car is kind of dead. And I'm totally stock too. So what you see is a stock, unknown mileage, Ecotech 2.2 that's just running, you know, whatever it came with. So this car is bone stock. The only thing we did was empty it out and put a cage in it. So, you know, it was a great learner car. I'd never raced a car up until this point. So at this point, I'm just trying to finish the race, you know, get some good racing in. I don't want to be lapped. You know, that's the worst thing that can happen, is getting lapped. You can hear the tires screeching. When I was done with this race, tires are used up. They're no good anymore. This was the last race for those tires. There was actually chunks missing out of them. So, just trying to keep pace. I'm at the tail end at this point. It's hard to know what my speed is. I try to pace myself as well with the cars in front of me. You know, you can only see so much of the track while you're running. I know I'm starting to get into lap traffic. I can kind of hear it in the background a little bit. And not sure what's going on here. Just still green. Yeah, I went up there, I hit the rut. That hurt. so many people that night hit that rut and hit the wall. It was rough. The other thing that happens if you're going fast enough is you're actually running on 3 wheels. Most people don't realize that, but a lot of times we're only running on 3 wheels when we hit some of these turns fast enough. Got a yellow here. I don't know if the race ended or not. Wasn't keeping track of the number of laps. Like I said, it was not a great night for me. Believe it or not, on a normal night, I kind of run mid-pack with a worn-out car like this. So what happens here is we're exiting the track. You want to be careful when you exit the track. There is traffic coming out because they're lining up the next race. The other thing that'll happen is, you know, spectators, you know, on the pit side, just gotta be real careful when you're in the pit. You know, take your time. I never take off my safety gear until I'm actually in a position where I think I need to be able to look around a little bit. The other thing about this night that was kind of rough was our pit position was not a normal position. I don't really care for where we put our trailers, but it was what it was. It was super busy that night. Well, I hope you learned some things, and this was kind of an experimental video. Hopefully the voiceover wasn't annoying or anything, but you know, let me know. Put a comment down. A lot of times I just run these without comments.